Colts Bears week 2 preseason. Colts take down the Bears in the preseason with a come behind effort by Sam Ellinger. No starters, really playing, no Anthony Richardson. We're going to cover all that and more on the instant reaction. This is the No Horsing Around podcast. So Colts, Bears, week 2 preseason. I'd be remiss if we didn't start it right off the bat with the fact that the starters really didn't play. So you had a stadium full of people excited to see Anthony Richardson, and he warmed up but did not play. Didn't play. Didn't see any snaps. Really went Gardner Minshew first half, Sam Ellinger almost the entire second half. But the interesting part to me was watching the defense more closely. Obviously, there were players on offense that I still wanted to watch. Joshua Downs looked amazing in all his time. He looked like he's going to be the guy he's going to go get you 5 yards. He's going to go get you 10 yards. His route tree is ridiculous. You saw it again tonight. So I was really impressed with that on the offensive side of the ball. O-line looked okay, looked better. It's tough to know because they came right out with the second O-line, but Chicago didn't play any of their starters either. So that was a thing between, you almost wonder if it was like this agreed upon thing between the two of them, right? And then, you kind of flip it over to the defensive side of the ball, right? The defensive side of the ball was interesting to me. There were specific players, Dio Dangbo, he played quite a bit. He looked good, flashed some rush capability, got kind of in the face of a couple of the quarterback on that side of the ball. One guy I saw who played, who really I kept my eye on most of the game, was Nick Cross. Nick Cross played a lot in the first half and kind of carried that over. So I was really impressed with that too. He looked good. He looks like he's that athletic freak that you see that we saw last year that just didn't quite click. He's 20 years old last year. He's like Anthony Richardson on the defensive side of the ball. But he wasn't. He looks like he's got much more together, much more understanding of what his job is. He looked good. He's definitely somebody who I carried over, watched most of while he was in there. And also, you want to keep your eye on the young corner. The secondary was getting a lot of my attention. Juju Brents, Darius Rush. Darius Rush got beat for a touchdown. And you're going to see that. I think you're going to see that when it comes to it. And when it happens, when you got this young secondary, right? Biggest thing that stuck out to me watching the game, penalties. Lots and lots of penalties, man. Steichen challenged his first play, lost. Overall, very interesting to see. Running game looked okay. It's not what you know when you see the offense. It's not what you're going to see when in a game like tonight. You're just kind of looking depth. Huge shot. James Washington, a big grab. Even got Zaire Franklin's attention on an interview on the sideline. That's the kind of depth, like they mentioned in there with Doolin going down earlier in the week. It opens up. You are looking at a lot of these wide receivers now. Michael Strawn, James Washington, your Armani Rogers. You're looking at a lot of these guys now that you may not have been looking at before. So you kind of keep an eye on it. I think one of the most important things to come out of this one looking, for the most part, coming out healthy. Darius Rush did get dinged up a little bit. No big injuries in the game, it looks like. It was interesting to point out, too, that Rick Venturi mentioned on the broadcast, he expects a lot of playing time from the starters in the next week, the Thursday night game, that we'll be right here with you guys, too, for that. So we're excited about seeing that. And then my final takeaway, I didn't mention it in the intro, but my final takeaway from it, third quarter, we got to hear a little bit from Mr. Jim Irsay, right? Some of his thoughts on some of the players, a lot about Anthony Richardson, a lot about Shane Steichen. Not a ton purposely, I believe, on Jonathan Taylor, although kind of him saying, you can't be afraid to talk about it, So I thought that's always fun. It's the preseason. Put him out there. Let's see what happens. As always, you guys like, share, subscribe, do all those good things. Ding the bell. Let us know what you think. And I want to know what you think. Drop it in the comments to the video. And until next time, you guys, I love you. I know Zach loves you. He was at the game. He was trying to get back for the video. He couldn't quite make it. I'm out.